Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I have something a little bit on the special side for you all. And it is regarding both Arch as well as the Wokehammer community that still wish to cancel him. Now I know some of you have voiced your desire for me to actually show off some of the salt from the Wokehammer community following Arch's return on YouTube, but unfortunately I just don't have enough of that material to justify a full-on video. However, there are certainly examples of that, as you can tell right now. But the good news, however, is that I have one particular comment thread that does deserve its own video, I would say. And the reason why ultimately comes from the hilarious and epic accidental self-owns from this particular commentator, all stemming from their general lack of self-awareness. Anyways, this particular comment thread starts off with the individual in question bringing up the Noblar video that Arch made way back when, and more specifically a joke within the Noblar video. A pretty spicy joke, admittedly, but a joke nevertheless. Now I do actually go into detail explaining the intricacies of how this is in fact a joke, and for those curious, Arch's joke was an example of blue humor, which simply put is an edgy joke meant to provoke the hypersensitive, prissy SJW types, with their how dare you reactions being the ultimate butt end of the joke in question, regardless of the supposed subject matter of the joke. But admittedly, my explanations are not what make this particular comment thread special. Instead, it would appear that the individual who wanted to have this particular discussion was simply incapable of evading YouTube's censorship algorithms and decided to accuse me of censoring him by deleting his comments, when in reality I did no such thing, and instead YouTube itself deleted these comments without my consent. So you can imagine the sheer irony of this sort of situation when this particular individual, who was all about having YouTube deplatform and silence people, was instead on the receiving end of that said censorship, and essentially became a living example of why he is in the wrong. Now, one would think at this point that surely this particular individual would have learned his lesson, and admittedly for a short while I too thought that was the case. But wait, there's more. Rather than admit that YouTube actually censored him, he decided to instead double down, stating that this was not an example of censorship because he merely worded his sentences poorly, and thus YouTube deleted his comments to stop the spread of hate speech. In other words, he has dug himself into an even deeper hole, and I'm going to explain right now why this is the case, by his own logic. Because if he believes that it isn't censorship when YouTube deletes examples of hate speech, and he argues that he wasn't actually being censored by YouTube when they deleted his comments, then by his own line of reasoning, he was spreading hate speech through his own sheer ineptitude. And him admitting this is his means of trying to justify and defend YouTube's actions. Because if he wasn't spreading hate speech by his own line of reasoning, then the fact that YouTube deleted his comments is an act of censorship. Moreover, by his own line of reasoning, anything that he believes should be done to Arch for a joke should naturally be done to himself as well. So basically what I have to say to all this is congratulations, random commentator, you are officially the first person that I have ever seen to actively argue that you yourself should be cancelled. Now, to provide my opinion, I do not believe that you deserve to be cancelled, but I do believe, however, that you deserve to have some laughter at your own expense. Which is of course why I decided to pin this particular comment, and why I will also be leaving a link in the description below to the video that he made the comment in. And why finally I decided to also archive that particular link, just in case he decides to delete it. Now again, I do realize that this isn't quite exactly the same as a salt compilation of all the Wokehammer activists bawling their eyes out at Arch getting his channel back, but I do hope that nevertheless you did find this all to be rather entertaining. But in any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.